Hello friends, welcome to my .NET Awesome YouTube channel. In the previous part of this tutorial series, Learning Angular 2 Step by Step, we have done setup Angular 2 development environment and created a very simple Hello World application in Angular 2. Today in this tutorial, we will continue learning Angular 2 step by step, and here we will learn all about Angular 2 component. In Angular 2, everything is a component. That's why Angular 2 is also called a component-based framework, which allow us to create reusable UI widgets. Creating Angular 2 application means creating Angular 2 small reusable component. Here in this tutorial, first of all, we will create a very simple Angular 2 component, EmployeeList Component, where we will learn a little about Lifecycle hook also. Then we will create another component which is SearchBar Component, where we will see how to nest the SearchBar component inside the EmployeeList component and communicate with each other. In this way we will learn creating nested component and communicate with each other. Let's start creating EmployeeList component. First, open the previous application, the Hello World application we have created in the previous part of this series in VS Code editor. So I have already opened here. You can see our application is opened. If I run this one, you can see the Hello World application we have created, this one. Let's run this one. Before start creating new, npm start. You can see the Hello World message is showing here. So this was our previous application which we have created in the last part. So now we will start creating the EmployeeList component here. We know that Angular 2 is written in TypeScript, so we have to create a TypeScript class first for creating the EmployeeList component. Let's create it. You can see here we have app folder. Inside this folder I will create another folder, employee list. Okay, and inside this folder I will create one TypeScript file. Later we will convert this TypeScript file into our Angular 2 component. Okay, so select this folder and here click on this new file. Here I will write employee-list.component.ts. TS is a TypeScript file extension. Here we will create a TypeScript class. For creating TypeScript class we need to use class keyword, and then we have to provide the class name. Here our class is EmployeeList Component. Okay, so this is the definition of creating a class, and here I will add export keyword because we need to import this component from other places, like here in this app module we have to import this one. That's the reason we have to provide export keyword. Okay, if you don't know much about TypeScript, please find the link of learning TypeScript step-by-step video tutorial in this video description. Till now this is nothing but a TypeScript class, but as I have said, I want to create a Angular 2 component. We can make this class as an Angular 2 component with the help of component decorator. So how we can convert it to a Angular 2 component? Let's see. So here I need to import component from Angular 2 core. Okay, component, and then here in this class I will add a component decorator for make this TypeScript class as a Angular 2 component. Okay, so here I need to post component, and then inside this component I have to provide some metadata information that will tell Angular 2 how to process the class. Okay, so here I will write selector first, employee dash list. This is our selector. Selector defines the name of the HTML tag where this component will live. Okay, so if we need to use this employee list component, we have to use this HTML tag for use this component. Okay, and then here I will provide template URL. Template URL. So what is template URL? In template URL we can define URL of an external file containing the template of the view. Okay, so here I will provide name of the template, URL of the template, employee dash list dot component dot HTML. This file we have not created yet. Let me create this one. So I will create this employee list component dot HTML inside this employee list folder. Okay, so select this one and create here. This is the name. Here for now I just want to add one header, employee list, and later we will add more. Let me finish this one first. So this is the template URL we have defined here. Now the question is how it will resolve the URL, because if we provide the name here directly, this is not in our root application, right? It is under app, then employee list, then the employee dash list dot component dot HTML file. So here we can do one thing, is module ID, which is module.id. This module ID is used for resolve this relative path of the template URL. How it actually works, you can see here in the ts config.json file I have used common.js as a module, right? If I use this common.js, then in this way we can resolve this template URL. If we use common.js, then we can use module ID for resolve this URL. What it will do, it will find this URL inside this folder. Now this is an Angular 2 component. In this employee list component we will show list of employees. Let's do it. For doing this, first of all we need to have a model for employee information. Here in our application we will create a folder models, and then we will create the model for employee information inside this folder. Okay, so let's create it. I will create this folder inside this app folder. So here models, and inside this folder I will click here for create the employee model, employee model. Okay, .ts. So this is one another class where I will write export class employee model, and then I have to provide public first name. This is one property. Then I will add last name. This is also string. Then so first of all I should add employee ID, number, first name, last name, then public contact number, string, designation, string. Okay, so our employee model is created. I'm going to close this one. Let's start writing code for showing list of employees here in this component. So what I will do, first I need to import the employee model which we have just created from here / you can press Ctrl and space for see this intelligence, then employee model. Okay, from here I will import this one, employee model. Now I will declare one property here inside this employee list component. So public employee list, type of array of employee model, okay, equals to empty. This is the property where we will store list of employee data. Okay, and now we will write one method here inside this employee list component class for load employee data. So here is the function public load initial data, return of void. Okay, here what I will do, I will list equals to, for now I'm going to add some static data here in this property employee list. Later we will use HTTP client for fetching dynamic data from remote server. We will show in the later tutorial. Okay, so for now I'm going to add some static data here. So first name sort of, you can see the intelligence is also working here perfectly. Last name and contact number. Okay. Designation, still it's showing error. Let me see what it's saying. That it's saying that employee ID is missing, so we need to provide employee ID. This one. In this way we can we'll just copy this and paste here for quick. Employee ID 2. Okay, add more. Costa. Okay, software development. So you can see here I have added some static data here inside this function. Now we have to call this method for load this initial data. We can call this function here from inside the constructor function if we want to load this employee information in the component when the component will load, but we will not use the constructor method here, because writing complex logic in the constructor method is not recommended. We should an ng on init is a good place for component to fetch its initial data. Now the question is, what is ng on init? How to use it? Directive and components instances have a lifecycle hooks as Angular create, update and destroy them. ng on init a lifecycle hook that calls after creating the component. Let's see how we can use this ng on init lifecycle hook. For using ng on init lifecycle hook, first of all we have to import on init from Angular core. So for importing, let's do import on init. So in this way we can import on init from Angular code. Okay, now we have to implement the on init here in this employee list component. So we need to implements on init. Okay, so here you can see it's giving one message that the ng on init is missing in the type employee list component. So now we can use this ng on init method. Okay, so here we will add this method. Actually this is lifecycle hook ng on init. So this way we can use this lifecycle hook. Okay, so now it's not showing this error message, and from here we will call this load initial data, this method. Okay, so it should be this dot load initial data. So this is done. Now when the component will load, it will call this on ng on init event hook, and then it will call our method where we have initialized the initial data, employee list data. So before run this application we have to update our template. So here I want to show the list. Let's write the HTML for the same. Okay, class table. I'm going to use bootstrap CSS for make it looks perfect. Table bordered, table striped. Okay, now t-head, tr, td, employee name, sorry it should be th, my mistake. Contact number, now let me see once designation. Okay, and here the t body, here use star ng4. Okay, so in this way we can make loop of our, let's see what is our property name is employee list. So here I will use employee list. Now I will show item dot first name space and dot last name. Okay. Contact number, item dot designation. Okay, this way we can show the employee information. You can also add employee ID, which we have defined in our model. So this which employee ID. So this template is done. Let me close this one. Our component is also completed. Now we need to add this component in our bootstrap module, which is app.module. So I will go to app.module.ts file and we'll add here. I will import from dot class employee list slash employee list component. So from here I will import employee list component and then I will add it to here in the declaration. Okay, so this is done. Now this app component is only for showing the hello world message, which we have created in the previous part. For now I'm just removing this one and adding employee list component here for show this employee list component in our index page. Okay, so I have just changed for now, and I need to update a little index.html page also. Here what I will do, I will remove this one for now and we'll add our employee list. This HTML tag I will use here in the index.html page for loading the employee list component here. Okay, loading employee list dot, and also I will update a little with bootstrap CSS for make it looks perfect. Let me add here link. Let me add bootstrap CSS from CDN. So CDN, let me get the link. So I will use this link for bootstrap CSS and should be style sheet. Okay. And type should be text. css. Now I will add a little HTML code here. I will add some bootstrap class, container, and let me add one div here, and class equals to row, and another div inside here. Sorry, and we call yes. Okay, and then I will put this employee list component here, so it will look perfect. Okay, everything is done. Now it's ready to run. So for run this application, I will open integrated terminal. From here I will run npm start command. Let's see what happens. So it's compiling all the code. You can see it's showing that okay, there is a little mistake I think in the CSS, but all information is loaded successfully. Let me fix this issue. Okay, I think this is the class name issue. It should be container. Now you can see here it looks perfect. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and please view the next video where I have explained how to create nested component and how the components, parent component and child component, communicate with each other. Thanks for watching.